Okay. Alrighty. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Harmony Muse, back with more of Final Fantasy XIV. Today we're going to finish off the 2.3 storyline, but I'm also going to still do my normal daily run of a roulette or two. 21 minutes. That should be fine. First things first, I need to get my ass a little solace. What I was doing during the night was I was spending the bulk of my time in Palace of the Dead, trying to work on leveling up Arcanist, because it's the job I'm using essentially as a throwaway in Palace of the Dead to grind Ether Pool. And also, I was spending that time in Palace of the Dead grinding Ether Pool. It can be a frustrating thing. You're wanting to run through a dungeon to get to the next set of floors. People are wanting to clear. You're wanting to get all the silver chests that are there. People are ignoring them just to get a dungeon complete. Because the experience off of doing Palace of the Dead is amazing. Okay, surf. The Elder Seed, sir, will wish to hear of your experiences firsthand. Pray return to Gridania and make directly for the Lotus Stand. The conjurer at Nafika's altar will be expecting you. Fare you well. You'll notice my money is a good deal higher than it was yesterday, because I went and broke down and sold off all of my old Allegan coins. Trying not to sneeze. Excuse me. Might as well see what Hulawa wants while we're here, since it looks like I have a quest for him. Look up, etc., etc. Oh. This is instructions on how to unlock the trial, the Savage mode, or EX mode, I think it's called. Well, let's go speak to the Silent Conjurer. Welcome back, Honored Scion. We who knew your mission had been most anxious to see you return. The Elder Seed, sir, awaits you within.
You are returned to us, dear friend.
Yes, I am.
And none the worse for bearing the heavy burden which I did press upon you. Most glad am I of this.
Well, I'm glad too.
I am informed that your efforts to negotiate a peace with Lord Ramuh ended in conflict. Pray tell me, what befell?
We came, we saw, we kicked his ass, just like the Ghostbusters.
Ramuh made trial of you?
Yes, yes he did.
I fear there is truth to his claim. It is the darkness within us that attracts the darkness without.
Okay.
It cannot be denied that misfortune follows man. For evidence, One need only look to the conflict brewing in Cartenow, or to the rising flood of refugees.
Right.
Our shared struggle against the Empire should have served to seal our union. Yet the ties which bind the Alliance strain under the weight of gross self-interest.
Indeed.
As the scars of the calamity begin to fade, so too does our sense of common purpose.
Okay.
Yet now is scarce the time to forget our shared responsibility. If this new-sprung realm is to survive beyond its infancy, it must needs be nurtured by all.
Okay.
Eorzea must be as one. Yet I fear that dream is still far off.
More so than you think, lady.
On behalf of the people of Gridania and the elementals both, I thank you for all that you and your fellow scions have done.
You're most welcome.
Full oft have I been compelled to look to you for aid of late, and offered all too little in return. As leader of this nation, I shall endeavor to prove a more worthy ally to your cause henceforth.
Okay.
Lord Ramuh has departed, yet the keening of this ill wind grows no less insistent.
So something's going on.
Voices of the forest, pray speak and I shall listen. What unseen evil begets this unease in my heart?
You probably don't get an answer. And what do you know? She didn't get an answer. There's Papalimo. What do you want? Thus ends another daunting mission, eh? I had hoped Lord Ramuh could be persuaded with words alone, but nonetheless, I could only admire the adroitness with which he responded to the primal sudden challenge. And it seems Urian J, too, was pleased with the outcome. What say you? Shall we gather back at the Rising Stones and ponder the lessons of today? I do believe we shall. So congested today. In fact, I think once I have this duty finder done, I'm going to have a special treat for you. I'm going to do a floor of the Palace of the Dead that I haven't done yet. As a little bit of an intermission. There's Flammen, sitting shooting the bull with Tataru. There's the kids. What is a Ramuh? Is it fluffy like a horse bird? I tried substituting native ingredients several times, but the result was a pale imitation of authentic Doman food. There's Hurry Boulder and Yozan. Miss Wilhelmina, is it true you're going adventuring again? I'm so jealous. Worried about leaving us alone? Don't be. While the Archons are away, Hurry Boulder will keep the little ones safe. Just like you were able to outbeat Ida at a calisthenics competition there, boy. And here we have Minfilia. Welcome back. Word of your momentous encounter with Lord Ramuh precedes you. I would fain share news of mine own, but Urian Yanjay's discoveries must take precedence. Upon witnessing your defeat of the Lord of Levin, our learned companion was struck with a profound insight regarding the nature of the Ascian immortality. Let us assemble and discuss his observations further.
is ready, let us begin.
Okay, what do we got?
Urianger, the floor is yours.
Oh, we got cutscenes apparently.
As all here assembled now know, in its final hours as our Order's headquarters, the Waking Sands did play host to a most unexpected visitor. I speak of the Ascian clad in white, Elidibus.
Okay.
Unwelcome though his presence was, his words that day did serve to confirm a truth long suspected, that the Ascians are eternal beings, to whom physical destruction is as a temporary inconvenience.
So what you're saying is we can't kill them.
In the intervening time, Urianger and I have striven to discover a means by which the Ascians might more permanently be slain.
Okay, what did we find?
And 'tis my belief that we have found the thread that will allow us to unravel the twisted skein of their existence.
Oh, and that is?
In the moments prior to Leviathan's most recent manifestation, the Sahagin elder who summoned him was observed to undergo some manner of ascension.
Right.
The etheric readings taken by Y'shtola at the time of this transfiguration have proven most enlightening.
Get on with it.
The disruption to the flow of ether was sudden and dramatic. So tangible was the agitation, I scarce had need of my goggles.
Okay, and?
The significance of Y'shtola's readings might better be understood in the context of mine own, taken at the instant of the Lord of Levin's demise. Unlike the Primal, the Sahagin was not subject to etheric dissipation.
Okay, so he didn't fade away, he was sucked
Before
away.
discussing our new discoveries, it may benefit us all to recall what we know of etheric behavior.
Oh, a classic as you know story trope where they say things that they know but we don't know for the benefit of the audience.
Let us begin at what some might call the end. When we who dwell in the material realm die, our spirits dissolve into the flow of ether and are returned to the ethereal realm.
Except for me, I keep getting brought back and brought back.
In turn, the restless energy which suffused that plane streams back into our world, giving rise to new life.
So what you're saying is soul energy dissolves back into the ether and is brought back and coalesces into a soul for a new human. Interesting thought.
'Tis as the heavens did decree, the way of all mortal souls.
A very Far Eastern method of thinking about it.
Twixt this world and the next do the ethereal currents swirl, bearing the very essence of life. Thus doth the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth continue unabated.
Then explain why I don't die either.
Primals behave somewhat differently. In order to manifest and then maintain a physical presence in this realm, they must consume vast quantities of ether, most often in the form of crystals.
Right.
Though they may seem to live, their flesh is but ether given shape.
Alright.
Thus, a defeated primal leaves behind no broken corpse. Rather, the essence of its form seeps back into the land whence it came, and the energy of its shattered spirit is called back to the ethereal realm.
Well, then explain how swords you get dropped from the Ifrit hard mode look like they were made from his horns.
And there it waiteth, till next the prayers of the faithful do draw it forth from the sea of ether, to take their offering of crystals and make for itself a new body.
Which brings us on to the third group, the so-called immortals. They exist in a manner all their own.
Quite. Even as the Sahagin elder fell to the Admiral's musket shot, I witnessed the release of an ethereal cloud, which immediately took possession of a nearby minion.
Right.
A soul that dissipateth not upon the death of the flesh.
Well, then explain me again.
The secret of life everlasting.
Player characters don't
In
die.
the tales of a Sahagin, no less. But I wonder, what would happen to one of these obstinate spirits, should there be no suitable host for it to claim.
If mortal death entails a return to the ethereal realm, it seems doubtful that the soul of an immortal would venture there.
Right.
Nay, it merely withdraweth the distance, unto the shore of the ethereal sea, perchance, but no further.
Yes, it exists in neither this realm nor the next, abiding instead in the space that lies between them.
Okay.
The Ascians took control of Thancred by means of a crystal of darkness, an artifact which, if our theories are correct, serves as a gateway to the place I have just described.
Right.
I was hoping people had forgotten about that.
Oh, they brought up Thancred, okay.
I am sorry, my friend.
For a mercy, the weary road of our research hath brought us unto an answer.
Okay.
The Sahargan ascended to an immortal state, but he did not possess the crystal of darkness through which to flee this realm. Thus was he consumed by Leviathan.
Simple solution, jack the crystals and destroy them.
If we could entrap the spirits of defeated Ascians in like manner, and thereby deny them resurrection...
Okay. Translation, we're going to be going Ascian hunting.
Therein lieth the path to victory. Thou art most perceptive, my lady.
Okay.
Only when we have trapped the bodiless soul within an ethereal prison can we hope to defeat its unnatural constancy.
Right.
These feats are, of course, far easier said than done. At present, we lack a viable means to entrap and extinguish an Ascian soul. Yet, I believe it to be possible. The pieces of the puzzle lie before us.
Right.
I will depart at once to convene with the sages of Sharlayan. Together shall we divine the steps by which our goals may be achieved.
I get the feeling there's far more to this tall, quiet guy than we've heard so far.
Beg pardon, antecedent, but I would raise one final matter. Even now, a Sharlayan survey party seeketh to ascertain the fate of the students of Baldessian.
Okay.
Their findings shall soon be known to us. Though you harbor feelings of dread, I bid you surrender not to sorrow, but abide instead.
Okay.
I shall, Archon. Thank you.
Cutscene after cutscene after cutscene after cutscene after. Holy shit. The Lord of Levin is returned to the ether as was Leviathan before him. Ramuh's acquiescence was most intriguing. Inferno, Vortex, Crag, Whirl, and Levin all now have been humbled by the Bringer of Light. The limitless potential of man, Heidelin servant, grows mightier by the day. Yet she prospers at great cost to her mistress, whose strength is all too finite. 7 times have met the masses survived the rejoining, but their souls have grown weak and wan. Yet even as it enervates, the ardor empowers our master. All that remains is to nurture the strength of the gifted, to forge the final key. And that is a task to which we bend our every effort. La Habrea. Divine seeds forever want to quicken in Eorzea's fertile soil. We need only lead men to the field, and by their eager hands shall a new deity arise. That which was shattered shall be made anew, and the one true God shall come again. That was one long-ass cutscene, I'll say. Took me from 41 to... Okay, that was about 20 minutes of cutscene. Holy shit. And a hard haplet to break. Now that Ramuh has, for the present, been put to rest, there is something I would show you. It is a letter of thanks signed by the leaders of the Eorzean Alliance, acknowledging the Scion's tireless service to the realm. It mentions, in particular, the names of all of the defeated primals, Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, Good King Mughal XII, Leviathan, and now Ramuh. Needless to say, there is only one among our number to have faced them all. And though these words of gratitude were addressed to our order as a whole, I feel they were meant for you above all others. I, too, must offer my heartfelt thanks for all that you have done. In the course of your duties, you have never once failed to answer my call to arms. You are a true hero, and Eorzea is much safer for your presence. Pray do not misunderstand me. I said safer, not safe. I know only too well that we can ill afford to lower our guard. The Ascians may be relied upon to sow chaos in this realm until such time as they are forced to stop. Why, even without their encouragement, you may be assured that man would foment strife on his own, and that is to say nothing of the beast tribes. Unless we learn to live in harmony, the primals too will learn to plague us again and again and again. And yet, despite all of this, your deeds serve to inspire the people, to give them hope for a better tomorrow, and there is no greater gift. Though we have the courage to strive for what might otherwise seem an impossible peace, we owe in no small part to the dangers you have faced on our behalf, and the people that you have won over to our cause in so doing. Our list of enemies has ever been long, but think of the allies with whom we are now blessed. Of the souls of little solace who wish not of conflict. Of the Alamegans and Domans who stand with us, determined to halt the dread march of the Empire. And then there is Sid and the Fellowship of Noah, racing to unlock the mysteries of ancient Allag that we might be spared the horror of another Ultima weapon. Of course, when speaking of our greatest allies, we must not forget those closest to us, by which I mean our fellow Scions. Thanks to their many and far-reaching talents, our order is uniquely equipped to combat the far-reaching corruption of the Ascians, and combat it we shall. Your enthusiasm is truly heartwarming, Antecedent. Given our embarrassing wealth of allies, I trust it will not inconvenience you unduly if I absent myself for a time. That's okay. Alphino, I take it the troubles in Ul'dah no longer require your attention? There is yet some rumblings of discontent, but the air of simmering violence is largely dissipated. 'Tis to report such that I stand before you now. That, and to speak with you concerning the new organization we discussed. I have a message for you from Ella Ahem. You know the refugee girl? The one whose parents were missing? They were found unharmed. She wished me to pass on her thanks to you. Why, Alphino? Am I to understand you made the effort to remember the poor girl's name? I look forward to reading all about her in your report. I do hope you left nothing out. You have been away from Revenant's Toll for some time now, I believe. Might I suggest you put the affairs of the realm to aside for one moment and take this opportunity to reacquaint yourself with the town? Which reminds me, Slafborn has recently inquired as to your whereabouts. I believe he has some small matter he wishes to discuss with you. Why not oblige him a visit? So some cooldown missions, apparently. What's old Slafborn got for me? Apparently, from what I've seen in the looking up or doing research on swords, especially katana, those little holes you see in the handguard are there by design. They actually follow function. They're specifically meant to be for pockets for You know, for sliding in like chopsticks, hair picks, that sort of thing. What's old Slathborn got for me? Oh, I see my fine adventurer friend has returned. The dust of the road yet still clinging to her boots. Do the Scions have no work for you this day, then? The antecedent sent you my way, did she? Well, it is nothing urgent, but I could certainly do with your help. You see, Revenant Stoll has become something of a favorite destination for adventurers. Part of that is due to the town's growing fame, but a goodly number of green heroes to be have come here to follow in your footsteps. And when I say green, I mean fresh out of the ground, don't know one end of the sword from the other green. I've done what I can, but what they really need is a good talking to from someone they respect. An adventurer who has done it all? That would be you. And naturally, the one lass who would most benefit from your wisdom is nowhere to be seen. She was off to slay hoplits and was due back some time ago. Likely got herself in over her head as usual. Now that I think about it, this may be the perfect opportunity for you to treat her to a demonstration of your skills. I'd consider it a personal favor if you would head out to the Singing Shards and show that amateur how it's done. Alright, I'll go save the fresh meat. Now, from what I have seen over time, every military organization has a little bit of initiation / hazing for new recruits. You know, treating them a little bit like shit until they've, seen their first taste of combat and the horrors of what people go through. In the Army, we call them FNGs. Marines use the term boot. Where is this incredible disappearing woman? Here we go. You sense a hostile presence. Scabrous Hoppolet. No, you don't. Oh, and she's an Arcanist. Oh, dear. Where's your... Oh. Damn near pissed myself back there. I was hoping to find a little one, but the fates went and threw me the meanest bugger in all with Mordona at me. Typical. Hold up. You're Wilhelmina Baldwin, aren't you? The Wilhelmina Baldwin? 7 hells, you're flippin' famous. And you're twice as tough as I said you were. Bugger me. I can't believe I'm talking to the woman herself. And now you've gone and seen me at my worst. 'Twas my bleeding pet's fault, I tell ya. Didn't listen to a damn thing I say. That and the fact that none of my so-called mates were offered to help me. When I told them I was off to gut some hoplits, most of them gave me a confused huh? Or a like I was talking out my arse. You don't agree, right? Huh? Gods, no, not you too. That's the final bleeding straw, that is. I was hoping you of all people would understand. I mean, it ain't adventuring if you don't take a few risks, right? All right, maybe I am a bit out of my depth here. I'll be more careful, I promise. Bullshit. So this is basically cooldown after the big, heavy, plot-heavy silliness we were dealing with all of the how to kill an immortal and actually fighting the god of thunder and all of that. And it makes sense. Don't overwhelm a person with, you know, with heavy stuff, because if you do, they'll be overwhelmed. So we just saved a newbie from herself, and they put it in character. How many times have somebody been in an online game and you just had some low-level person who didn't know their ass from a hole in the ground in an area far out of their level range, getting themselves damn near or repeatedly killed? Ah, you have my thanks. The last I sent you out to instruct has stretched back into town looking properly chastised. I thought a lesson from you might pierce that obstinate skull of hers. Nothing I said seemed to work. Truth be told, she seemed more inclined to listen to the rustling of my beard than anything which came out of my mouth. But now that you've demonstrated the skill she yet lacks, it will not be long before her addle-pated peers hear the tale. They will soon realize that one does not become a hero in a day. It requires dedication and perseverance, and learning from each task you undertake. There are no shortcuts, are they? Okay, we've got materia mined. Okay. Picking up the sludge. One is... Okay. Gods, will you look at these people? Seems they're carting in adventurers by the wagon load. And more than a few are eager to rap on the Scion's door. I wonder if this constant flow of aspiring heroes is what has Tataru looking so perturbed. Maybe she could use a friendly ear, huh? Oh dear, I remember this chain. She's gonna do some stupid shit, isn't she? Okay, Tataru, what dumb thing have you come up with this time? Hello, what might... Oh, Slaffmore thought I could use a friend, did he? What a sweet man. Though I did not think my fretting so obvious. Well, I suppose there's no hiding it now. Time to reveal my little secret. Oh, your God. It quite suits me, don't you think? But 'tis not simply for show. I've been learning the mining trade. Thank you, save me from this insanity, duty finder. And I'm hoping it's a good one. It's Wanderer's Palace. Ah, Here's hoping the tank knows what he's doing. Tank does not know what he's doing. Okay, we're doing this. We're doing small pulls, but we're doing them quickly, so it's not as bad, I suppose. But still, doing pulls this small in an area like this, with the stalkers out there, it is causing a rather high pucker factor. But we are killing them quickly, so that's something. Okay, you're good. That was a smart move. Alright. And when we get done here, like I promised, we're going to go do one run of Palace of the Dead, floors 91 through 100. And I'm going to pull out my Red Mage for you. That went quickly. Okay, stuff I don't need. And it's a shame they keep dropping that same gear that will never ever be used, because the class quests all automatically give better. Okay, we remembered the oil this time. The last time I ran this on camera, the people that were doing the pulling forgot the oil. We're doing smart so far. Okay. Did you just pull? No, you didn't. got 2 of 4. Crap. Let's pull him out of there. Pull them down here. We got our Tonberries right here. This is where we want to... What are you doing? What are you doing? We've got the door open. Let's just go. God damn it. But yeah, basically the mechanics... Where... I might need to revise my thing about, you know, giving the commendation to the tank. Okay, that's handled. We're almost out of this insane asylum. Okay. Hope we remember to get the oil. Doesn't matter, we'll get what we need here. And that's the Nox shield, I believe. The Ironworks shield. That's the 120 shield, yep. Killing them quick, that's for sure. And that's how you do it. We'll give it to the tank simply because it's good seeing an old style paladin. A Darklight Kaplay. Holy crap, I received a commendation as a DPS. That shit never happens. Okay. Now before we continue speaking to Tataru, I'm going to fulfill that promise I told you. I'm going to go do the Palace of the Dead. Floors 91 through 100. Which means I'm probably going to lose horribly and, you know, crash and burn. But a promise is a promise. Putting on the old red mage gear. Okay, 37 and 45, that's not... Okay, and here we go for the last bit of Palace of the Dead. Or at least the last bit of this floor series. This is going to be messy. I just know it is. I don't know what the level 100 or floor 100 boss is like, but I know it's going to suck. And I know, knowing my luck, I'm going to be the only person with a healing ability going in there. I'm flubbing up my magic combo real bad. $37 to $46 on my Aether Pool, okay. Not doing too bad. What are they fighting? What? I'm the only one down here that doesn't have 50-50 stuff. I am beginning to see that I am under-geared. That's with the 46 Aether Pool armor, and look at what these guys have. Put. It would not be to my surprise if these guys have capped out Aether Pool. Ow. This is going to be a shit show. And our monk is named after a sword user from anime. That does not engender any positive feelings there. This is going to go poorly. I did get one upgrade out of this. Okay. We got the healing down, it's everything else that's the problem. Please don't attack that last one, please. You did. This is not going well. Oh, I forgot I turned down the music. I get it back up to where it should be. Sorry about that, people. You guys deal with that. I will find the solo idiot. Gotta keep him alive. Come along, we've got a door now. We're down to 95, halfway through. Ay, this is getting irritating. And rather than coming back, he's exploring. God. Ooh! Ooh! Okay, we're doing well, but we're going slow. And somebody just commented that my gear was crap, and I explained to him why. Every time I go to run Palace of the Dead, people don't give a shit about silver boxes. They don't want to improve their ether pool. They just want the quick XP. We're not doing, well, we survived, barely. Did somebody bring a friend? Who? I've got a... Well, we survived. By the skin of our teeth, but we survived. I was just told that the healer is noob. Aw, shit. This is gonna be messy. Oh, shit. We survived, barely. Okay, 3 more floors to go and we're out of this crap. Oh. Oh. Well, do your Manticore thing, pal. Okay, so this healer is a noob, but they've gotten to over 50 ether pool each as a healer. What the shit? Have they been carried? $89.97, they've been carried. $99 and $99, they've definitely been carried. Well, we're fucked. We are so very, very fucked. By the skin of our teeth. Holy, oh. What just hit me? Following that Politaha. Okay, they have Makai Bard, which means they have endgame Bard gear. But they're a noob. They must be a noob to being a healer. That's what that's got to be. I've got no other reasoning for it. $39.47, okay. On the plus side, I have gotten a good few silver boxes here. My Aether pool is now 40. Oh shit, shit. Avenge me! How can I? And the healer is going off to DPS. When they've got a person dead on the floor. What the fuck is wrong with you? Good bit of ether pool here. Good bit of ether pool. Smart, saving your swift cast. Okay, suddenly I'm not feeling quite so bad. Now we have the boss. Nebith Abdalord? well enough. I'll give it to that other healer. That other red mage. Oh god, they're doing the Manderville. Oh, okay, now let's see what... Now there's, believe it or not, there is a bit of story in the Palace of the Dead. Now we've finished floor 100. Never expected to do that. No story after all. Okay, now we got 3 of the iron trim sacks. Let's check those out. I'm hoping it's something good. Fire materia. Literally useless. Because resistances, elemental resistances, do nothing anymore. That might sell well. That ain't gonna sell worth shit. Anyway, now that we're done with that, it's time to get back to Mordana. That has been a 30-minute little bit of excursion into silliness. Let's get Tataru. I reveal my little secret. I've learned the mining trade. Why, you might ask? Therein lies the source of my dour demeanor. Ever since we've been relocated to the Rising Stones, the signs of the Seventh Dawn have stepped up from behind the curtain, so to speak. Our victories over the Empire have granted us a certain degree of fame, and and many budding adventurers have traveled from afar with the intention of joining our ranks. And while I welcome each new member that takes up our cause, we have too little coin. As I'm sure you're aware, we are a strictly neutral organization, and ensuring that neutrality means limiting the funds we accept from outside sources. The Scions have means of various support from the 3 major nations, and the Leveilleur twins are very generous with their family coffers, yet this modest income cannot keep pace with our day-to-day expenses. There is also the sundry donated materiel, of course. Those are delivered to the Adventurers Guild and then swiftly allocated to the expansion of Revenant's Toll. While I'll cheerfully leave the toppling of primals to you, 'tis my duty to balance the books and fight the demons of debt. On my honor as a receptionist, I will raise the necessary coin with my own 2 hands. I even paid for the sturdy mining attire out of my own purse. Which makes it doubly aggravating that my custom-made sledgehammer is yet to arrive. I scrimped and saved especially for that tool. That's the first lady I've ever heard that had to pay for tool. If you would help me see the Scion survive this fiscal disaster, then I would ask you to travel to the Blacksmith's Guild in Limsa and demand they hand over my commission at once. Oh, and regarding your travel expenses, I'll have to check our available funds. Once you have my sledgehammer, pray leave it with Flamin. I shall be out digging up riches the best I can with the equipment I have. Crystal clusters, here I come. Oh dear. She's gonna get herself in trouble. Well, first, while we're here, I'm going to go check on prices for a bunch of that crap I got. Oh. Would help if I was going the right friggin' way, wouldn't it? Barnett Hawker's ally. $2,800. Okay, so we'll sell you for $2,500. Strength materia 4. Actually, let's check the vitality materia first. Compare prices. Selling for $3,900, so we'll sell it for $3,300. Strength materia 4. What are you selling for? Well, shit, I might as well sell you. Not even worth the money. 195. And you're selling for 6,000. Holy shit. Okay, the lightning materia they're selling for 9,000 each. Good God. Still sell both at 8,000 apiece. But they're elemental resist materia. They are literally useless. Why are people spending so much on them? Definitely not worth selling those. While we're here, let's check out that new funky cap I got. Selling for about 5,000. Okay, I'll sell it for 4,500. Yes, I'm being a dirty, filthy bastard and undercutting the competition because that's what you do. Let's see how much money I can make off the. Okay, 740 is what they're selling it for, so I'll sell it for 650. And the Moonfire boots, 2,000. Okay, that's handled. Now we need to go to the Blacksmith's Guild, so that's going to be the Aft Castle. And I forgot to check. I forgot to check my my squadron yesterday. We'll check that off camera because I want to finish 2.3. And because of how long it took in the Palace of the Dead, well now, what brings you to my forge? Got some new masterpiece of smitten to show me? What, you're here about a commission? Something weren't delivered? Now that's passing strange, unless it were an ale-induced dream. I'm fairly certain Miss Tataru's tool was shipped off days ago. I'm not like to forget the forging of a sledge what needed flowers engraved on the head. She wanted flowers engraved on the head of her sledgehammer. What? Oh. Could it be the porter met with misfortune on the road? If the blokes we employ are in town, you'll find them south of the Octant at one of them empty landings. Seeing as we heard nothing one way or the other, though, I'd be of a mind to cast some doubt on their whole operation. What an upsetting business. I might need a pint or two to put it all behind me. And where is this Octant? Oh. Down by the Rogues Guild. Okay. So apparently some skeevy delivery men made off with a tiny sledgehammer nobody would use that's got flowers all over the hilt. Because why not? Seriously, why? And here we have the completely legitimate businessmen. They don't have a guild full of cutthroats in there. No, they don't. Really. Side note, that's where you can join the Rogues Guild. Fuck off. I've got work to do. Remember, bugger in British English means precisely what I said. A delivery from the Smitties to Mordona? How the bloody hell should I know? I just haul the crates. Hang on a moment. You said Mordona, My mate was meant to see a shipment up to Revenant's Toll a while back, but took ill just before he was due to leave. Not to worry, I said. I'll take it there my very own... Ah, fuck it. Well, we got bleeding busy, didn't we? And I figured someone would come look at if their precious package didn't arrive anyway. Here you are, and the crate you want is back there someplace marked and all. You can grab it your own self. Oh, why? You're a bit of an asshole, aren't you? Well, you aren't getting paid for that, then. And time to get back to Revenant's Toll. Ring around the rosy. How much you want to bet our next quest is? She's gotten herself in trouble, and we have to go save her, dumbass. Now, mind you, this isn't anything sexist. It's more complaining about the whole concept of storytelling having the attachés to heroes want to be heroes too, and then going out and getting themselves hurt or killed. Happens way too much in myth and legend. Greetings. Tataru made mention of a missing delivery. Were you able to coax her commission from the Blacksmith's Guild? Wonderful. I shall keep it with me until Tataru returns from her mining expedition. She is not one to approach matters by half, is she? The Rising Stones couldn't ask for a more able administrator. Still, I am somewhat worried for her well-being. I realize Tataru means to mine and not more, but even the outskirts of Revenant Toll are not free of prowling dangers. Would you mind tracking down our industrious Lalafell to see that she has not come to harm? As far as I am aware, she intended to start her digging in the hills near the Tangle. You may have to call out to attract her attention. Okay, found to be northeast. First make my way, then... Okay, then I gotta use... Oh... They want me to type in say. Okay. Northeast. Okay. Funny, they said northeast, but this is to the west. Maybe they meant the northeast of the Tangle, which it technically is. This music always gets to me every time. Okay, she's singing. I'm not even going to try to sing in her voice. Breaking rock and splitting stone, I'll raise a fortune on my own. Delving deep for precious ore, I'll take a rest then dig some more. Toss aside the pebbles, toss aside the dirt. Toss aside the scions who shirk their work. Phew, I think I'll call it a day. I'll make much better progress once she brings back my sledgehammer. Yes, I think I might even make enough money to indulge a little. Blood currant tarts for morning tea every single day. Oh, was someone calling my name? Give us a kiss, dearie. I think she needs her pair of brown pants. Oh crap, and I'm in my red mage gear. Shit. I forgot to switch back to samurai. Well, we'll just have to change that. Rescue Tataru from the Morble. And again, remember, Morble was a take on was originally Marlboro, which itself was a take on Marlboro. It seems the good people behind Final Fantasy do not like smoking. Grade 12 above. I thought I'd eaten my last currant tart for the moment there. Thank you ever so much. I believe it's past time I return to the Rising Stones. Is this quest finally over? Oh, thank you. What's going to be her next idea? Is she going to start taking up botany? Is she going to try to be a blacksmith? Or is she going to pick up a weapon and go get herself killed? I only say what I do because I've known way too many people in my life who've been prone to, you tell them don't do something that's dangerous and they'll do it just to spite you. I must thank you again. I received my commission from Flamen. The floral engraving is absolutely perfect. After nearly becoming dinner for a Morble, though, I'm not so eager to head back out into the field. In any case, no more solo mining trips for me. I shall be sure to drag along one or two handy adventurer types to serve as bodyguards. Or, you could do what actual adventuring miners do and use your stealth ability. I suppose I'll have to pay them, though. Well, no matter. That simply means I'll need to dig twice as hard. Oh, the young people want to talk to me now. You've been an immeasurable help as always, but could you perhaps spare a little more of your time? To put it simply, the Doman children have been chattering about you endlessly. 'Twould mean the world to them to see their hero again. Let's see what the little ones want. Look, it's her. She's back from her adventures. We heard you were off fighting primals, and that they're some of the strongest enemies you could ever face. I wish I could have seen you in battle. Anyway, we all want to be heroes too, so we finally formed our very own Doman Adventurers Guild to protect all Domans. You're what, dude? 10? Maybe 11? Oh, do you think you could train us someday? Maybe you could show us how you fought the primals. What's all this commotion then? Oh, it's Hoary Boulder. Oh, damn it. Mr. Boulder and Mr. Coltonay. Did you know that she's back? So it would seem. Welcome home. My companion and I but recently became full members of the Scions, and I believe proper introductions are to be made. I am known as Hoary Boulder, and this bookish fellow is Coltonay. Though we remain largely unproven as adventurers, we have taken it upon ourselves to instruct the Doman younglings in the arts of combat. But I've told you, Mr. Boulder, we're not younglings anymore, we're adventurers. And we were just asking her if she could give us some special training. I think we're ready to hunt monsters alongside her, don't you? Oh, God. Well, you've certainly been diligent in your drills, but I'm afraid the fiends of Mordona are still ever so slightly too dangerous for you. I have a counter-proposal. What if I were to cross swords with her? A demonstration of skill at arms, if you will. Hoary, if I didn't know you better, and I do, I'd say you are merely seeking to test yourself against the legend. Ha ha ha! Well, mayhaps I am. But what matters the motive when the children stand to learn much from the lesson? What say you? Will you consent to spar with me? Okay, I'll kick your ass. Hurrah! We're to have a tournament. Come on, everyone. We must prepare our gear for an outing. Do not try to disappoint them. Have faith, Coltonay. I shall summon every last ounce of my strength to make this a worthy contest. The fields to the east of town should prove suitable for our purpose. I very much look forward to our bout. That's someone whose ass I gotta kick, then. You know, all of this storyline and storyline and storyline, and I've only gotten 3 quests done for this. I was hoping to have gotten more than that. Oh well. I might run a little... I got stuff to do, though. Alright. 'Twas good of you to agree to this. I trust you are ready to begin? Alright, I'll whip your ass. Very well, let's not keep the younglings waiting any longer. Hoary, Are you certain you wish to fight her alone? That is her you face. What better way to test my mettle? Pray allow me to attempt the first round unaided. After all, 'twas the hero's legend that led me to join the Scions to begin with. Without her to inspire my efforts, I would not be half the warrior I am today. Which is good because you're not a warrior, you're a fucking paladin. Your point is well made, but remember, this is for the children's sake as well as your own. Should it appear the contest will end too swiftly, I will add my spells to your blade work. Hello, you haven't begun yet, have you? Ida, Papalimo, all the... Ida? Who were all these people? When I heard about a sparring match, I told everyone I could find. Thought you could use a crowd to cheer you on. Yes, and there'll still be more to come. When I mentioned her name, the reaction was quite enthusiastic. Why, my own popularity seems but a sickly shade in comparison. You'd best claim victory, Bringer of Light. Your burgeoning reputation is at stake. Well, our teacher won't be beaten so easily. He's a master swordsman. You can win, Master Boulder. We shall see. On your guard. Day and night I've honed my skills. Now comes time to test them. Ah, such powers. The tails barely do you justice. Mr. Boulder won't lose, will he? It's not over yet. It can't be. Nay, the culture. Aye, the children have the right of it. 'Tis time I joined the fray. On your feet, Hori. I admit defeat. 'Twas an honor and a privilege. Oh no, he looks hurt. She's so strong, but you can't give up, Master Boulder. Can't disappoint the younglings. Never have I faced such strength, but the lesson must continue. 'Tis your example I follow. Surrender not to the implacable foe. I just kicked him a new asshole in. You have bested me. I yield. That was incredible. She beat them both at the same time. We knew you couldn't lose. None can defeat the Guardian of Eorzea. Now I see why they sent you to deal with the primals. I've much work to do if I'm to ever attempt the same. Aww. Impressive as always. 'Tis ever a pleasure to witness the spectacle of your martial prowess. And judging by the smiles on these many faces, they too appreciate the hard-won strength that keeps the perils of the realm at bay. Guardian of Eorzea, yes, that is a most fitting title. Do you recall when we first met? 'Twas at the memorial service for the Battle of Cartano. At that time, I was yet attempting to understand this land of Eorzea. I sought to grasp the reason why grandfather willingly sacrificed himself to protect it. I shall speak plainly. My initial impressions were less than favorable. Dire, fuck. Considering the shambles her home was in, I would not have been surprised had they chosen to swear allegiance to Gaius and the he proposed to enforce. The Legatus' single-minded military invasion precluded any such switching of loyalties, of course. Were it not for a desire to continue Grandfather's legacy, I would have abandoned the realm to its fate long ago. The threats were too many, the nations too self-involved and unstable. 'Twas you who convinced me the salvation of Eorzea was possible. 'Twas you who taught me, through countless acts of bravery, that what my grandsire sought to preserve was not the land, nor its history, nor any single nation. It was the people, these wonderful, oft infuriating, stubborn people that suffer blow after terrible blow, only to drag themselves back to their feet and face another day. Though he would never put such feelings into words, I believe Grandfather's admiration for this inextinguishable courage grew into a fervent wish. A wish to aid Eorzea and its inhabitants in charting a course for the future. A wish that now has become my own. I, too, will endeavor to take up the mantle of Guardian of Eorzea and champion these people who toil towards a better world. Our cause, however, is not a simple one. The troubles that plague us are of a scale that cannot be solved by the science of the Seventh Dawn alone. Know what is needed to tackle the root of the primal threat and effectively counter the schemes of the Ascians is a new, expanded organization that operates beyond the limits of nations and borders. If you would aid me in building such an organization, then pray, let us continue this discussion back within the walls of the Rising Stones. Nod, 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 nod. Okay. I've seen more words come out of Chrono's mouth. And I am literally right on the cusp of leveling. I'm going to have to change the... One moment, I'm going to change the title on this and get back to going. Going up or using the slopes of hills to get yourself where you're not supposed to directly go. A skill easily picked up playing any Elder Scrolls game. Okay, Alfie, what you got for me? Thank you for coming. The world shifts and alters, and we, my friend, must ever be one step ahead of the chaos. What I propose is a foundation of a new organization, a group that shall pave the way for a truly united Eorzea. And level 54. Hisatsu Gyoten. Oh. It's a range closer. Okay. Alpha, okay. Pray forgive me if I tread over old ground, but I would first speak of the grand plan. Since the advent of the 7th Astral Era, the leaders of the three nations have been deliberating over an accord that seeks to bring the disparate forces of Eorzea into a single army. A realm-wide grand company, if you will. The military might of such an institution would be drawn from every corner of the land, and directed against threats no single nation could ever hope to overcome alone. Yet, while the purpose of this hypothetical organization is undisputed, the logistics of its formation have become the source of an endless debate. And the longer these discussions continue, the more I sense the impetus towards unification draining away. Thus have I been campaigning for the creation of what might be considered a trial company. It would be on a much smaller scale than what we hope to eventually achieve, but capable of the same manner of unrestricted operation accorded the Scions. 'Tis my hope that such a successful utilization of such a force will lend momentum to the lagging deliberations. Also, being a primarily military outfit, I mean to assuage fears of its misuse by placing the fledgling organization under the authority of the antecedent. The Scions work tirelessly to protect Eorzea and its people. But as you yourself have witnessed with the refugee revolt, there are limitations to what even we can achieve. With this new company under the Scion's command, however, we will be capable of responding to a wider range of difficulties without straining our resources or overtaxing your formidable talents. The goals of my proposed organization and the Scions are ultimately identical, a point conceded by all concerned. But before I can move forward with establishing the precursor to the true border-spanning Grand Company, 'tis yet necessary that I visit the three leaders and gain their official approval, a tiresome and consuming task, which is why that I ask you to accompany me on the journey and attend to the business of recruiting our inaugural members while I'm otherwise engaged in formalities. Thank you. 'Tis reassuring indeed to know that the bringer of light and her discerning eye will be selecting our future allies. Our first destination will be Limsa. Let us rendezvous at Bulwark Hall. Let me check on something really quick. Okay. With the primal threat presently subdued, now is the perfect time to focus on new endeavors. Alpha Node has been laying the groundwork of the organization of his. Okay. Let's go ahead and head to Revenant's Toll. Or not Revenant's Toll, Limsa. It looks like we're not going to be finishing 2.3 like I thought. So much dialogue, so much plot, so much... What I am going to do is I am going to go check on my... squadron. My soldiers, as it were. Also going to go pick up my Samurai 54 quest. The squadron has returned. Pray look over the report. The mission was a success. Everybody got 5,000. Okay. Let's see. Mission deployment or training. Missions we got for y'all. I'm going to need to recruit more people. Okay, now let's go check on my Samurai quest. Alrighty. What we're doing right now is we're going to go check on my Samurai quest. And there's old Musosai. It's been a while, old man. What do you got for me? Musosai is looking for you among the drowning wench crowd. Your katana has come to sit well at your hip. 'Tis plain your experience excising evil has matured you as a samurai. I have had an eventful time in this salt-kissed city. In the course of seeking evil, I came under the suspicion of the local peacekeepers, the Mellow Packets. A serial killer has been terrorizing these parts, it would seem, whose weapon of choice is an uncommonly sharp blade, one not unlike ours, and so I found myself confronted and questioned. Thanks to Momozigo's testimony, however, the pall of suspicion was quickly lifted. Not only that, we were even permitted to examine the victim's wounds. There can be no doubt about it. They were inflicted by a katana. The killer may well be a samurai, yet a true samurai does not take life without just cause. Murder is heinous in its own right. Committing it with our noble weapon compounds the crime. Such evil cannot be suffered. So there you have it. We're looking for a serial killer, and I must say I'm morbidly excited. Let's begin by talking to those people in Hawker's Ally. Or Hawker's Alley, I see. Did I say Hawker's Ally? Aw, oh, jeez. Hawker's Ally. The recent murders? Gruesome business, and it seems no one's safe neither. Why, even a traveler got himself sliced up, the unlucky sod. What sort of sick bastard do a thing like that? There is Kyokyo Rune. Killer makes Kikern dead. Makes Kyokyo Rune afraid. Afraidfully afraid. Kyokyo Rune shake. Shake you wake all night. Brr. I went the wrong ass way. There is Swaz Blate. Now there's a... The serial killings? Oh, don't get me started. We all of us here have been on edge. One of the victims was a regular of mine, Navigator rest his soul, and I pray the culprit is caught soon. Now back to Musosai. Did you give us a way to teleport right into the booze house? Aw, oh, damn it. You're in the alley. Why didn't you say so? Why wasn't I seeing you on the map? What's going on out there? What DOT? Back to Hawker's Ally. Or Alley. Can't say I blame the Yellow Jackets for marking us out. I mean, every inch of Musosai screams, "Look at me!" I looked at the wrong person. A patron, a traveler, and a quick earn. These victims do not seem to have anything in common. However, the circumstances of their deaths are strikingly similar. They all vanished in the vicinity of the docks before later turning up as corpses. The killer, it seems to me, targets those who happen to pass upon the landing. It's completely random then. What a frightening thought. But now that we know this, what do we do next? We set a trap. Lure the killer out by walking around the area in question in the black of night. When he emerges from the shadows, we apprehend him. Oh, a solid plan. So who's the lucky one who gets to be the bait? You had to open your mouth. What? Wait, why me? Though the victims have nothing in common, it must be noted that none of them were armed. In other words, the killer preyed on the defenseless. With our katana at our hips, the character and I shan't make enticing bait. Conversely, were we to forego our weapons, we would be ill-equipped to subdue the villain, and so it falls to you. Take heart, my friend. Both of us shall be close on hand, ready to pounce before you may come to harm. Now, then, let's both go to the docks. This is going to be my last quest for now. After I get done with this, I'm going to call it for the day. Because I got stuff to do today. It is time. Let us set the trap. It's him! That blade. By the kami, Momozigo. That scream was loud enough to wake the dead. Small wonder the villain fled with such haste. It wasn't intentional. What's done is done. Besides, our mission was not entirely without fruit. That killer's blade, it is known to me. Some while ago, a wealthy merchant, Kukugane. I chanced to inspect the wares of one of the many swordsmiths this merchant visited, and noted a katana marked for delivery to his ship. The selfsame katana that killer wields. Furthermore, according to the shopkeeper, the merchant was a laughabelle. A wealthy Lalafella merchant, you say? Well, in this area there's Gegaruju, whom I once entertained with a dance troupe, but for all his vices, he doesn't strike me as a serial killing sort. Be that as it may, this is our sole lead for now. Where do we find this man? At his resort in Costa del Sol, most like, but I'm doubtful he's the one we're after. Gegaruju Costa del Sol. Okay, this is running long, so I'm going to call it here. I got stuff to do. So I'd like to thank y'all very much for watching. Like, follow, and subscribe if you enjoyed the show. This has been Harmony Muse. Thank you, and I will be back later tonight. Have a good one.